be taking you through a Fundamentals of Flow 30-minute class. Today I have my husband Jason lying behind me. He's going to be my assistant. He's really excited about this. So the first thing you want to do is just lie in Shavasana, and you can pause the video for a few minutes just to completely relax. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to skip through the Shavasana and go straight into your warm-up. So if you could start to walk your feet towards your hips and come into dynamic bridge pose. Make sure that you line up your feet with your hips and bring your hands down by your side. Keep your knees lined up with your hips the entire time. As you inhale, lift your hips towards the ceiling. Take a full breath. And as you exhale, lower your hips back down to the ground. Continue this breath movement for about 3 more full rounds of breath. And use your Ujjayi breath during this time. That's a deep breath in through your nose and back out through your nose with a slight constriction at the back of your throat. One more deep breath in. And exhale it back down. For your next inhale, lift your arms overhead and your hips fill up completely. And exhale, lower back down. Take 3 more rounds. And exhale back down. And start to bring your knees to your chest, tuck into a tiny ball. And take some rocks from side to side, leaving your head on the ground. Take a few deep breaths here. And exhale it out. Lift your legs up the wall, send your legs straight up. And slowly lower your feet down to the ground. Reach your arms overhead, take a full breath in. On your exhale, swing your torso and your arms forward and sit up, jackknife sit-ups. Cross at the ankles, come to tabletop position. From tabletop position, you want your hands in line with your shoulders, your knees in line with your hips, and your feet flat on the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze, cow pose. Take a full breath here. Exhale, round out your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, pull your belly button up towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Deep breath in, cow pose. Exhale, cat. And come back to tabletop position. Send your knees to the outside of your space. Sink your hips back as far towards your heels as you can. Send your arms as far forward as possible and let your head rest on the mat. This is child's pose. You can always take child's pose whenever you're feeling a little overwhelmed or tired. Child's pose is a good place to go just to come back to your center. Take a few deep breaths in. You'll notice Jason has really tight knees, so it's hard for him to sink far back. This is perfectly fine. And if this is too much pressure on your knees, send your hips forward, kind of like a puppy pose. Bringing your hips towards the sky and coming down to your elbows. You can also press something underneath your knees, like you can fold your mat. Give a little more cushion to your knees in child's pose. Start to walk your hands towards your knees. And from here you can just sit back, you can cross your legs, come to a comfortable place. I'm going to walk you through a Vinyasa and what that looks like. Jason can be a demo for the modified version of Vinyasa. So in the modified version of Vinyasa, come to tabletop position. Then flip your toes under, lift your knees off the ground, and shift back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, he'll come back to tabletop by dropping his knees to the ground, walking his hands forward to cobra pose, dropping his hips as far to the ground as he can, lifting his chest through, chin is lifted. Take a full breath here. Exhale back to tabletop, walk your hands back in line with your shoulders, come off of your knees to downward facing dog. Jason's going to stay in tabletop position while I show you the full Vinyasa version. From tabletop position, flip your toes, lift your tailbone, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shift into plank pose. From plank pose, shift forward onto your tippy toes. Notice my shoulders come in front of my wrists. Bring your elbows, tuck them tight into your sides. Upward facing dog, full breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. And I'll come back to tabletop position. You can always skip the Vinyasa by staying in downward facing dog, or you can take a modified version of Vinyasa. From tabletop position, flip your toes, lift your tailbone, come to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale it out. In downward facing dog, you can always keep your knees bent. If it helps you, lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. Exhale everything out, gaze forward, bend your knees a little bit more, and walk to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling, full breath in. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Deep breath in, reach your arms towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank position. From plank position, you can modify your Vinyasa by dropping to your knees. Take upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale through tabletop to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. Exhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, step to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach your arms towards the sky. Exhale, Tadasana. That's Sun Salutation A. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, plank position. Jason's going to continue to modify his modify his Vinyasa by coming to his knees, then coming to cobra, then tabletop, downward facing dog. I'm taking the full version of Vinyasa, shifting forward, bending at the elbows, up dog, down dog. Three deep breaths. One more deep breath. Exhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, walk to the front of your space. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. One more round. Inhale, lift your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Vinyasa. Three deep breaths. On your last exhale, bend your knees, step to the front of your space on your exhale. You can step or you can hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, your arms by your side. We'll take chair pose next to do a little dynamic chair pose. Jason will face this way and I'll face you. Inhale, reach your arms towards the sky. Keep your feet in line with your hips. And from here, you're gonna sink your hips back, trying to keep your knees on top of your heels. Bringing your arms forward, chest is lifted, tuck your tailbone under. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, stand. Inhale, lift your arms, sink back in your chair. Deep breath in. Exhale, stand. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. One more time. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. And step to the front of your mat. Sit back on your mat. Navasana, boat pose. From here, we're gonna sit on our sits bones to move the flesh out of the way. Sit back as far as you need to, but keep your chest lifted. Hold your hands on the backs of your thighs and gently rock backwards so that your feet come off the ground. Take some deep breaths. You can stay here, or you can start to lift your shins to be in line or parallel to the mat. You have an option to stay here, and Jason's gonna stay here. I'm gonna release my arms. The next option is to straighten out your legs and bring your arms parallel to your legs. Breathe. Slowly lower all the way down to the ground and hover over the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bring your arms overhead, stretch out, make yourself as long as possible. Take a full breath in and exhale, jackknife sit up. Cross at your ankles and your knees, roll forward, come to tabletop. Take a deep breath in and exhale, flip your toes, downward facing dog. Take your version of Vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath. Exhale it out. Bend your knees. Walk or hop to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, your arms by your side. And we'll start our first flow. Inhale, lift your arms towards the sky. Step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Come to warrior one. You want your hips facing forward. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths here. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more. On your exhale, open it up to warrior two. Your right toes are facing forward and your back foot is lined up with the back of your space. You want your right knee stacked on top of your right ankle as much as possible. Your right arm is reaching forward, your gaze is forward, and your left arm is parallel to your right arm. Deep breath in, and exhale it out. Deep breath in, exhale it out. One more deep breath. Exhale, start to straighten your right leg. Send your right hand as far forward as you can. You'll feel that stretch in your right hip. Then bring your right hand down. Left arm is lifted over your right. Open up your left hand to the left side of the room and gaze towards your left fingertips. Start to bend your right leg. You can bring your right elbow to your right thigh, or you can leave your right hand beside your right foot. Reach that left arm forward and gaze towards your left fingertips. Start to straighten your right leg. Lift both arms up to star pose. Heels face in, feet face out. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deep. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. And walk your hands towards your right foot and come to runner's lunge on your right foot, or low crescent lunge. Press your hands into the mat. Shift your right foot back, plank pose, and take your vinyasa. You can modify by coming to your knees, cobra pose, or down up dog. Exhale, tabletop to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward and step or hop to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your left foot back. Warrior one. Now with a flow, you take the first round slow, the second and the third rounds go a little bit faster. You can do as many rounds of this as you want today. But for time purposes, we're only going to do it 2 times. Open it up to warrior two. Back foot lines up almost to the back of your mat with a slight indentation of your right toes towards the right corner of your space. Gaze forward over your left hand, bend deep into that left leg. Start to straighten your left leg, triangle pose. Send that left arm as far forward as you can, then bring your left arm down to the ground. Right arm stacks on top. Look up towards your right fingertips. You should feel this stretch all the way up the right side of your torso. Start to bend your left leg, extended side angle. You can keep that left hand down on the ground. Right arm reaches towards the top left corner of your space. You can also bring that left elbow to your left thigh. Slowly start to straighten your left leg. Star pose. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold deep. 3 deep breaths. And remember, the closer your feet are together, the deeper the stretch in star pose. And start to walk your hands towards your left foot. Send your left foot forward and your right foot forward for a deep runner's lunge. You can bring that right knee down to the ground if it feels better for you. One more deep breath in. And exhale, shift that left foot back, plank pose. Take your vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. One more deep breath. Exhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, get rid of all the air, and you can step or hop to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, Tadasana. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. We'll do one more round on each side. Inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Warrior one. Full breath in. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Left foot lines up with the back of your space with a slight indentation of your left toes facing slightly forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Send your right arm forward, triangle pose. Right arm comes down, left arm lifts. Look towards your left hand. Extended side angle, bend that right knee, reach the left arm forward. Try not to shrug your shoulder. Full breath in. Exhale, star pose, straighten that right leg, reach your arms towards the sides of the room. Take a full breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Start to walk your hands towards the right foot, runner's lunge. Take a deep breath in. Lift off of that back knee if you've got it on the ground. Plank pose. Take your vinyasa to down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, and step or hop to the front of the space. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, warrior one. Step the right foot back, left foot forward. Full breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Gaze over the left fingertips. Take a full breath in. Exhale, straighten the left leg, send the left arm forward. Stack your right arm on top of your left. Take a full breath in. Exhale, start to bend your left leg. Reach that right arm forward. Gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale, star pose. Full breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands towards your left foot, runner's lunge. Get a full breath in. Exhale, plank pose. Shift forward, take your version of vinyasa or skip it. Exhale, down dog. One more deep breath in. Exhale it out, gaze forward, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, your arms by your side. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. And go ahead and have a seat on your mat. And we'll wrap up this morning's fundamentals of flow with bridge pose. Come to lie on your back with your feet in line with your knees and your hips. Inhale, just your arms overhead, full breath in. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, fill up completely. Exhale down. This time, lift your arms and your hips, fill up with air. Lift your hips as high as you can. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Bring your arms down by your sides, tuck your knees to your chest, give yourself a hug. You can tuck your chin towards your chest, make yourself as small as possible. Maybe rock back and forth. And let your head go. And let your legs go. Come to a resting Shavasana. And while Jason stays in his resting Shavasana, I'm going to offer you some options. You can move on to a slow flow mixed now that you're warmed up and ready to move. If you're finished, then you can take a few minute Shavasana. Usually 3 to 5 minutes is good for me. If you're going into your Shavasana, line your back, try to clear your mind, and try to come to your natural breath. And forget about everything else except for your breath, filling up with what you need and releasing what you don't. While Jason takes his Shavasana, I'll close with thank you for sharing your time, space, and energy with me today. Namaste.